Well, Tehran is targeting Iranian Kurdish groups in northern Iraq once again. PKK, the Kurdistan Freedom Party, says Iran launched a new round of missile and drone strikes Tuesday on the group's military base across the border. Iran's Revolutionary Guards claim they are targeting, quote, terrorist groups who are supporting the protest movement back in Iran. Well, Tehran says 40 foreigners have been arrested for taking part in anti-government protests without revealing their nationalities. CNN's Jemana Karachi is standing by for us in Istanbul and joins us now. Jemana, good to have you with us. We have been discussing these protests for a couple of months now, but this does sound like a real escalation, Iran intensifying its crackdown.
Really is, Linda. What we've seen over the past week is this new wave of protest has erupted across the country, and it appears that the regime's crackdown has also intensified. Activists and Hangout Organization for Human Rights, that's a human rights monitor based in Norway, but it's been documenting human rights violations mostly in the western part of the country in the majority Kurdish areas. And they've been telling us that they have seen a significant increase in brutality, they say, over the past week, with security forces opening fire directly and deliberately at protesters, using excessive lethal force against the population. They say, I can tell you tonight there is a lot of concern about the situation across Iran, really being described as critical, but especially in those Kurdish areas. Linda, we have to warn viewers, they may find some of the video in our report graphic and disturbing.
Hundreds poured into the streets of Piran Shar, united in their grief and anger. A martyr for Kurdistan, the crowd chants. They chant for 16-year-old protester Karwan Qadir Shukri, one of the youngest lives lost in a week of carnage across Iran's Kurdish region. At his burial, his father tells mourners, I dedicated my son to Kurdistan. Every funeral brings more anger, more defiance from a minority long oppressed by the ruthless republic. Iran's minorities, including the Kurds, have borne the brunt of an unforgiving crackdown. Kurdish cities and towns turned into war zones. The regime sent in troops and heavy weapons to suppress an uprising that's been growing stronger by the day.
The entire region has become very militarized. This is quite a planned operation against the Kurds. They very deliberately, indiscriminately are killing the Kurds in every city of Kurdistan.
Video after video emerged Monday, capturing the horror unleashed on the town of Javanrud. No respite from the indiscriminate heavy gunfire, not even to retrieve their dead. The regime claims it's confronting terrorists and separatists. Activists warn it's a pretext for an even bloodier crackdown under the cover of an internet shutdown. Most of the region's now been cut off from the world.
Whenever Iranian government is shutting down internet, it means that they want to intensify the crackdown even more and carry out the operations they want to even more freely.
Iran's repressive regime hasn't been holding back against its own people, but many fear the worst is yet to come.
And Linda, we've been in touch with activists and members of the Hangout team all day trying to get an update on the situation, but they're telling us it is very, very hard for them to get information out of these areas because of the government's internet disruptions. It's disrupting communications in the region, making it very hard for them to get up-to-date information. But with the information that's been trickling out, they've been able to confirm that at least 45 people have been killed since last Tuesday in this crackdown, they say, and more than 1,500 people have been wounded. But they really fear and believe that the numbers are much higher than that, Linda.
Yeah, really difficult to get information out. You and the team are doing a really good job trying to get that information to us. Thanks so much.